my name is Miles. What do you think of my sandcastle? I just started, but I think it's starting to look pretty good. Oh, dude, whoa.
Sorry, man.
Hey, no worries, dude. This might not have been the best place to build a sandcastle. I should have chosen a place that's a little further away from all the activities. You know, life is full of choices. Some are simple, like where to build a sandcastle, but other choices can be tough, like how to react when your parents ask you to do something or what you say when someone is unkind. We make choices every day, but what should we do when we're faced with these tough choices? Hey, I got an idea. Come with me.
The best place to look for answers like this is the Bible. The Bible is God's true message to us about himself. Now, if we look in the book of Genesis, we can see how a man named Joseph had to make some tough choices. Let's see what happened.
Joseph in prison. Joseph was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers and taken from his home to the land of Egypt. He was sold to a man named Potiphar, who was captain of the guards. The Lord was with Joseph, and he was successful in all he did. When Potiphar saw that the Lord was with Joseph and that everything Joseph did was successful, Potiphar made Joseph his personal helper. Potiphar also put Joseph in charge of his household and placed everything he owned in Joseph's authority. And Potiphar did not worry about anything except the food he ate. From the time that Potiphar put Joseph in charge of everything he owned, the Lord blessed his house because of Joseph. But Potiphar's wife said Joseph did something that he did not do. Potiphar became very angry and put Joseph in prison with the king's prisoners.
Wait, that's not what I thought was going to happen. And everything Joseph did succeeded. But Joseph had to look out and be on guard when Potiphar's wife chose to lie and said Joseph did something he did not do. In that moment, Joseph had a choice to make. Joseph chose to follow God, and it landed him in prison. That's a big cost to obey and follow God. Let's see what happened next.
While Joseph was in the prison, the Lord was still with him and was kind to him. The man in charge of the prison was pleased with Joseph and put him in charge of all the prisoners. He made Joseph responsible for everything that happened in the prison. The man who ran the prison didn't pay attention to anything in Joseph's care because the Lord was with Joseph, and he was successful in everything he did. 2 prisoners with Joseph were Pharaoh's cupbearer and chief baker. While they were in prison, each of them had a dream. When Joseph saw them in the morning, he asked why they looked so sad. They told him about their dreams and that they were upset because there was no one to interpret them or tell them what they meant. Joseph told them that explaining dreams belongs to God and asked him to share the dreams. God was with Joseph as he interpreted their dreams, and everything that Joseph told them came true.
Whoa, Joseph's life was full of ups and downs. And with each moment, Joseph had to make a choice. Would he follow God's plan or do what he wanted? Joseph chose to follow God. He trusted that God had a purpose for his life. God has designed all of us for a purpose, and that purpose starts by having a relationship with God. You see, God sent his son Jesus for us so that we could be forgiven of our sin. Sin is when we choose to do what we think is best instead of following what God says is best. And when we choose to respond to Jesus by believing and trusting in him, God forgives our sin so that we can have a relationship with God. This is the purpose we are all made for. There may be times when we have to look out and choose what is right. When we are faced with these tough choices, we can choose to follow God's plan over anyone or anything else. Like Joseph, we need to look out for things or people who distract us from God's purpose. But we can know that God gives us everything we need to trust him and follow his plan. Now, I've got my own plans for a new spot for my sandcastle. I'll see ya.